and you're walking by all the animals.
Yeah.
And you hear the different animals. You hear the peacock go.
Yeah, no doubt.
Same sound is made interesting enough by a Dota player.
Yeah, the Dota player is making really weird noises here. As we're getting into the first game here of the second round, we're going to have Drewbie versus Dummy, or Damonfier, as you guys can see. This, again, as we were just mentioning, is going to be a best-of-3 match, as Drewbie is getting the eastern spawn here on Lost Temple, and the northern spawn on close run distances is Dummy, the Zerg player, so obviously a ZVT here. This, of course, as we mentioned, is going to be the last of the best-of-3 rounds. The map pool for these are selected from a pool of 7 maps that you can find on L2SC.net. Basically, players are downvoting 2 maps each, remaining 3 pools. The top seed will select the first map, loser will pick the second and possibly the third map. So, pretty good little setup here. As we do get into the third semis and quarterfinals, we will be going into a best-of-5 format. The finals will be a best-of-7 format. So a lot more diversity, a little more strategy for the players as they get the opportunity to do just that, and strategize against their opponent. But this one will be a best-of-3 that we're seeing right now. We are, of course, down at the DNA Internet Cafe in Richmond, British Columbia, just about 10 minutes out of Vancouver. It took us to get here. Very, very awesome location, and very happy to be here on number 3 Road, right near the new SkyTrain line, so that's pretty cool. We are obviously at the grand finals now of the Canadian Cup, so super happy to be down to this day. Pretty exhausting from a caster standpoint, but really fun from a player organization standpoint. We've had a ton of fun getting into these games, so really happy to be here and have that done. As Dummy Scout will reach Drewbie very early on and see that they are close run distances, as the Overlord does reach the 3 o'clock position and turns up nothing. I want to thank, obviously, our sponsors, Jinx, Sennheiser, Coca-Cola, and A-Power, as they were just awesome in working with us for this tournament. Really happy to be working with them, and special thanks out to you guys for watching. Anybody that stuck with the tournament for the last couple of weeks, we had 4 qualifier days, and it's been a road, and that's what we really wanted to see, and we're really happy to have everybody here and watching this. So thank you so much. As this is, of course, Ice. I'll be here all day, and I am joined by Bynum from L2SC.tv.net.
Yeah, great to be here. See people walking all the way around. The atmosphere is almost electric. Not quite there. I'm pretty sure we'll get up right to the top when we when we get to the finals or in the semifinals. As we see Drewbie here already starting with a orbital command in his command center, as well as getting a barracks with the Marines. This Marine will deny the drone future scouting, as the Marine going to chase it down as far as possible. That drone trying to run away for his life.
Drone can't get out.
Yeah, it's walled off now.
Yeah.
As well as 2 Zerglings being produced by Dummy, as well as 1 Queen. 4 Zerglings actually being produced, interestingly enough. So he doesn't look like he's going for an expansion right now, as Dummy right now at 20 supply out of 26, so going for a little bit of a 1 base play, possibly going to go for a little bit of a high pressure and then expand after that. We'll have to just wait and see what happens here from Dummy, as he does get Metabolic Boost already out and started. Oh, look at this. Actually, Drewbie getting his own command center, so this is going for opposite build day almost, because instead of a fast expanding Zerg, we see a fast expanding Terran. And there we go. Finally, a hatchery coming down here for Dummy, as he feels that it's a little bit too hard to break down that wall right now, and especially with that expansion coming up from Drewbie, he feels that he can't do enough pressure to his Terran opponent in order to make him GG out of the game. So we will see those Zergs being repelled away quite easily by 4 Marines, as that metabolic boost is just about to reach the halfway mark.
Yeah, so Dummy did the kind of standard Zerg opening, getting just enough gas to get the metabolic boost researched, and then throwing down his expansion. I guess, yeah, Drewbie is doing exactly that. Very, very late gas in order to get his command center started, be able to follow suit with that. So really, really late gas, and Drewbie now is on double gas to kind of catch up to that. He has not put down any add-ons or anything yet, so he's going to be behind in terms of stim. Really good, really careful. You got to be in the middle of the map there. When this metabolic boost does finish, and it will pretty shortly, he will be able to kind of surround those Marines and chase them down quite a bit easier, as they don't have stim or anything started just yet. Factory tech started for Drewbie, so he is going to try to rush up there as quickly as he can. Still just the 1 barracks just continuously producing for Drewbie. He doesn't miss a beat. That's one thing to mention about him. Double factory for Drewbie, so probably going to see a little bit of a Drewbie mech here. I haven't actually seen this too much yet. Generally, Drewbie is the 2 Rex, medevac kind of heavy bio play, but we are going to see a reactor go down for Drewbie, so he is going to go onto a heavy mech play here, as his command center is just starting to get saturated. The Zerg's hatchery has finished as well. Queen being transferred to that. Lots of drones coming out, so Dummy taking this opportunity to get his drones out, doing a great job of that. If we check out the worker count, Dummy is able to stay in there. Obviously, Mules will give Drewbie a bit of an advantage, but as Dummy starts mining his second base, he will really start to surge ahead, and that's perfect. The Zergling's still doing a very good job of being active there, seeing that the bunker is down now on the low ground. He might want to sack something. He's going to try to, I saw a click or something, so he might be trying to get an Overlord in there just to scout this out. Factory's going to get onto the reactor, actually, and start producing some Hellions, and we'll see a Tech Lab from Drewbie. Most likely Pre-Igniter, I would think, as he hasn't really shown any signs of roaches. There is Pre-Igniter, of course. So Drewbie is going to do a good job of keeping those Zerglings at bay with that Pre-Igniter, as roaches are starting to come out now for Dummy.
Yeah, Drewbie about to fall into a pretty bad situation as the Zerg took a very late fast expand, so he does have, I can't say very late fast expand, a late expansion. Mm-hmm. And he also is getting roaches, so he does have Zerglings already ready on the field and are constantly poking in and out of the Terran player's base, so he will know instantly when there are Hellions out and ready, as there are 2 already out for Drewbie, 2 more in production, as well as Infernal Pre-Igniter about halfway to completion. And yeah, this is not a good situation here for Drewbie, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't know about it because the roaches are on the way here for our Zerg player, and roaches, of course, receive so little damage from Hellions, as so many roaches are at the front of Dummy's base right now. As actually, I saw a game, it was a Korean game, I think it was OGS Gone, somebody, I can't remember who it was, but they were using Hellions really, really well, but even with that amount of micro, they weren't able to overcome the fact that there were roaches out, especially against Marines. No Marauders here for Drewbie. This is not going to be a good situation for him. Not attacking the bunkering, which is what he needs to do. Pretty much ignore those Hellions. They won't do any damage to your roaches. Needs to finish off that bunker as well as the SCVs. Please still get rid of those SCVs. That makes the Marines doing most of the damage right there, as they have pretty high DPS, especially with that bunker there, letting them live just that much longer. A lot of damage being done here, but a lot more could have been done from those roaches. So Dummy could have used a little bit more practice on how to use roaches against the Terran player. But of course, I can't really complain too much about it, as it is a good game to go, and it just means that the game will last even longer having those roaches dissipated.
Yeah, so Drewbie is back on a 3 factory now. He is going to be able to hold this. The bunker wasn't focused. I don't know correctly if it was maybe a miss micro. Dummy is going to let up on pressure, though. He's going to keep on it. Roaches are very good against Hellions and Marines there, of course, so it's going to be interesting to see. But I don't think these roaches are going to be able to cut in the way that Dummy needs them to. Zerglings aren't going to be much of a help there, as you know, that the Hellion counts are really, really going up. Roaches trying to do some damage there, but there's a good game from Dummy in the first one there, as he doesn't think he can break through that.
I mean, this is like the moment when we